everyone, the Steam Summer Sale is finally here with amazing deals. And if you want to save a little more money, you can buy gift cards from the OnePlay store at 5% discount. It's super easy to purchase. Simply click on buy now and check out. You can pay via UPI, debit card, credit card, or even net banking. Once your payment is done, you'll receive the code instantly. It's super safe and convenient. Now, I do have some games to recommend that I've played in the past and I've enjoyed. Some of them I have a full review for. I will link those in the description. First, we start off with my favorite game ever, Nier Automata. It's set in a post-apocalyptic world where Earth is overrun by alien machines and all humans have taken refuge on the moon. It follows the story of 2B and 9S, android soldiers who are tasked with putting the machines to an end. The game has amazing hack-and-slash combat with a great philosophical story and one of the most beautiful soundtrack. The game requires multiple playthroughs to reach the true ending and it's totally worth it. Next we have Discolesium, a narrative isometric game that follows the story of an amnesiac detective who is trying to solve a murder case. The game doesn't have traditional combat, it focuses on dialogue. The detective's mind is divided in different psyches which work as your skills which shape your character's personality and influence your interactions and choices, thus leading to different outcomes. The voice acting in this game is also phenomenal. Next we have Gris, one of the most visually stunning games I've ever played. The gameplay consists of platforming and environmental puzzles. The story is about grief and there are no dialogues in the game. The entire story is told through its beautiful art, animation, and music. Guardians of the Galaxy, a game I feel didn't get the limelight it deserved. You play as Star-Lord leading your group of misfits, Gamora, Rocket, Groot, and Drax. The characters have great chemistry and the combat is a lot of fun. If you're a Marvel fan, definitely don't miss out on this one. Do you enjoy beating up people? Then Sleeping Dogs is a must-play. The game follows the story of an undercover cop tasked with infiltrating and taking down an underworld criminal organization. The combat is the highlight of this game, but the story is also very well written. It's an open world game. It feels like GTA set in Hong Kong. House Flipper is a chill simulation game which involves renovating houses. It involves cleaning, repairing, painting, and furnishing rundown houses. You can either transform houses according to your needs of the clients, or you can use your own creativity and build the house of your dreams. Speaking of chill games, Stardio Valley is the best. You inherit your grandfather's neglected farm and make it your own. You grow crops, manage animals, fish, craft different machines, and whatnot. There's a lot of things the game offers, including the whole community of Pelican Town where you can build relationships and take part in seasonal festivals. Be careful though, this game can be highly addictive. Rise Son of Rome is a game that felt way ahead of its time, at least in terms of graphics. The game follows the story of Marius Titus on a quest of revenge after his family was brutally murdered by barbarians. The combat is melee focused, using shields and swords, with cinematic executions and quick-time events. The game may feel a bit repetitive, but it's fun nonetheless. If you haven't played Alen Wakeake already, what are you waiting for? I'm not even going to tell you anything about it. Just go play it and enter the Remedyverse. If you enjoy stealth games, I highly recommend Dishonored, the Definitive Edition, which includes the DLCs as well. You play as Corvo, a bodyguard of the Empress framed for her assassination. With powers granted by a mysterious person known as the Outsider, you now become a supernatural assassin to seek revenge and uncover the truth. The gameplay is great. You can approach each assassination with your own playstyle in the plague-ridden city of Dunwall. The art style is unique and the narrative is wonderful. The game also has a sequel, Dishonored II, set 15 years after the events of the first game. You get to choose between two characters and it expands on the gameplay from the first one. It's worth playing as well. There is a third game called Dishonored Death of the Outsider, which is a standalone expansion to Dishonored 2. The game serves as a conclusion to the series. You play as Billy Lurk, who is out to kill the Outsider, the same being that gave the powers to Corvo in the first game. In a very unique manner, Frostpunk makes you question morality. It's a city-building survival game where you take the role of a leader of the last city on Earth. Your task is to ensure the survival of the citizens in a frozen wasteland with an even harsher winter approaching. The gameplay combines resource management, strategy, and grim decision-making. Each decision impacts how your city functions and how your citizens react. Definitely a must-play. Clearly, I love games with moral complexity. Vampire is another one. You play as Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon who is turned into a vampire torn between his Hippocratic oath and bloodlust while trying to uncover the truth behind his transformation. The gameplay mainly consists of melee combat, his vampire abilities, and investigation. The world building is amazing as your decisions alter the world around you. Don't miss out on the Plague's Tale bundle. The games follow the story of Amicia and her younger brother Hugo, who is afflicted with a mysterious illness. The gameplay consists mainly of stealth, survival puzzles where you have to distract hordes of rats, and Amicia also has a sling that can be used to distract or even kill guards with a headshot if their head is unprotected. Innocence is about protecting Hugo and learning more about his mysterious illness. Requiem expands on the narrative and gameplay, and also concludes the story beautifully. Banishers Ghosts of New Eden is an interesting tale about how far you would go for the one you love. The grim story follows Antea and Red, two ghost hunters. One hunting goes wrong and Antea turns into a ghost herself. Now, do you resurrect her or do you let her ascend? The gameplay lets you switch between the two characters seamlessly. You can use Red for swords and rifles or Antea for her supernatural powers. You'll also be continuing your Banisher work throughout the game, which involves investigations of different hauntings. Each decision you make impacts the narrative and ending. What Remains of Edith Finch is an immersive, emotional journey that follows the story of Edith Finch, the last member of the Finch family. The gameplay is simply walking around the house and uncovering the tragic history of each family member, one of the best narrative experiences I've ever had. Dragon's Dogma Darkisen is an RPG that I think was way ahead of its time. You play as an arisen whose heart is stolen by a dragon. The combat in this game is amazing. There's different classes you can play as, and you also have AI-controlled companions that can be customized according to your playstyle. You fight all sorts of creatures, griffins, ogres, and even dragons to name a few. The entire Metro Saga is one of my favorite. It's a first-person shooter set in a post-apocalyptic Russia. The narrative is amazing throughout each game, and the atmosphere of the world is haunting. Definitely one of the best trilogies out there. Enslaved Odyssey to the West is also another game set in a post-apocalyptic future. It's a reimagination of the Chinese novel Journey to the West. Gameplay consists of combat using a staff that can do both melee and ranged, puzzle solving and platforming. It's a really nice story as well. Sadly, it ends a bit abruptly, leaving you with a lot of questions. This game didn't do well financially, so we'll never have a sequel. I still recommend you play it though. If you love detective games, you cannot miss out on Alen Noire. You play as Cole Phelps, a war veteran turned detective. Gameplay mainly consists of investigating crime scenes and interrogations. The game has motion scan facial capture, so during interrogation, you can read emotions to detect lies, helping you solve the case. The story is well written as well. Death Stranding is a polarizing game. You either love it or you hate it. You play as Sam Bridges, a porter in a post-apocalyptic United States following a mysterious event known as the Death Stranding. You make deliveries using different tools, build infrastructure that other players can also use, and use stealth or combat to fight entities known as BTs or hostile humans. People call this a walking simulator, but it really is so much more. You won't know whether you like it or not unless you play it yourself. The next few games do not need any description, but if you somehow still don't own them, now's the time. Embark on a quest to locate Geralt of Rivia's adopted daughter Ciri with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, which also includes the DLCs. Become Batman and face off against Gotham's most dangerous villains with the Batman Arkham Collection. Step into the world of organized crime as Tommy Angelo with the Mafia Definitive Collection. Explore Night City with Cyberpunk 2077. And finally, live the life of an outlaw as Arthur Morgan and enjoy the immersive world of Red Dead Redemption 2. I hope this video helped. Thank you so much for watching.